Hello everyone. In today's class, I'm going to start company accounts. This portion is there for CBSE 12 standard and for ISC 12 standard. So this will be an introduction on company accounts. I'm going to show you some PDF which I've already made. A company. This is just a summary of what is a company accounts is and what are the account related things that we are going to do in this. A company is an artificial person. A company is an artificial person created under Companies Act. So as we all know, in accounting there is a concept called separate legal entity. So a company is normally considered as a separate artificial person. It has a separate legal entity under Companies Act. A company raises its capital by issue of shares. A company will always raise its capital. Like when they need money for expansion, they raise their capital by public issue. Okay, so when they raise capital by issuing shares, that is what we are going to study in this chapter. A company offers to general public for subscribing of shares, and it is known as the initial public offer. So when the company wanted to raise the capital, they go for public issue. Okay, and the interested applicant will buy the shares. So this process is called as initial public offer. Initial public offering. Issue of shares can be at par or at premium. When the shares are issued at the face value, it is said to be issued at par. When the shares are issued at a value higher than the face value, then it is called as issued at premium. Proceeds of issue. Shares can be issued at par or at premium, and I told you what is that. When the issue price is more than the face value, then it is said to be issued at premium. When the issue is at face value, it is said to be issued at par. Now, what is the process of issue? The first thing in issue is a company invites public to subscribe to its shares through prospectus. So prospectus is a notice, circular or an advertisement from the company inviting public to subscribe to its shares. So this is the first step towards the issue. The next one, the step 2 is interested applicants, which means the general public, like you, me, everyone. Interested applicants deposits application money along with the filled up application forms. So interested applicants will deposit application money along with filled up applications with the bank. After the closing date, so the issue will be open for a certain period. Once the issue is closed, it is determined whether the issue is oversubscribed, fully subscribed or undersubscribed. So after the closing date, it is determined whether the issue is undersubscribed, fully subscribed or oversubscribed. Now, imagine the company is issuing 20,000 shares. Let us assume the company issues 20,000 shares to the general public. Assume in case 1 that the number of shares public subscribed is only 19,000. So public subscribed only 19,000 shares. So that means it is less than 1,000 shares. It's less by 1,000, isn't it? 20,000 issued by the company, public subscribed only for 19,000. So public have interested to buy only 19,000 shares. So this is called under subscription below. Okay. Next case, imagine if the public also interested in buying 20,000 shares. So that means public subscribed for 20,000 shares. Then this is called fully subscribed. The company issued 20,000, public also subscribed 20,000. Third case, when the company issues 20,000 shares, where a general public have sent the application form or received the application form for 25,000 shares. Company issued 20,000 shares, public subscribed for 25,000 shares. So here it is called oversubscribed. So when the issue is less, when the issued shares is more than the subscribed shares, then it is called undersubscribed. When issued shares and subscribed shares are equal, then it is called fully subscribed. When issued shares is lesser than the subscribed shares, then it is called as oversubscribed. So just now I told you what is different types of subscription. Now we are getting into the details of that. So subscription can be undersubscribed, right? Now assume it is undersubscribed. Now when it is undersubscribed, what is undersubscribed? The subscribed number of shares are lesser than the issued shares. So now the company will look into the percentage of number of shares that is being subscribed. If the subscribed percentage is less than 90% of the issue, if subscribed percentage is less than 90% of the issue, then the company will drop the issue and refund the application money. The company will drop the issue and refund the application money. So that means any time when the company, if in a time the company receives less than 90% of what they've issued, then they cannot proceed with the issue of shares. They have to stop the course right there. The next case, when the subscribed shares is 90% and more. So it's under this case where it is 90% or more. Alright. Now, then the company can proceed with the issue process. So they will move on to the next stage, because public have shown their interest to buy more than 90% of the issue. Next case, when it is fully subscribed. Well, when it is fully subscribed, the company proceeds with the issue process. The company proceeds with the issue process. If it is oversubscribed, then what happens? When it is oversubscribed, it means issued number of shares is lesser than the subscribed number of shares. So public have asked for more number of shares. Please make this point very clear in your mind that the company cannot issue even one share beyond what they have issued. So if the company has issued 50,000 shares, the company cannot give 51,000 shares, not even one share extra, to its shareholders, even though there is a request for it. So if it is an oversubscription, they have to manage the issue by adjusting somehow and giving only what is their issued. Now, what are the different options to adjust? Option number 1. Allot shares on pro rata basis to all the applicants. Allot shares to pro rata basis to applicants. Now, what is this pro rata basis? This is a prefixed ratio that the company decides if they go under oversubscription category. It's a prefixed ratio that the company decides. Say the company decides whenever they get oversubscribed shares, they wanted to give 2 shares for every 3 shares subscribed, or 1 shares for every 2 shares subscribed, or 10 shares for every 50 shares asked. Something like this. The company decides a ratio and they proceed with the issue based on that. So this is option number 1. Now option 2. Allot shares in full to some applicant on pro rata basis to the remaining applicant and reject the rest. So imagine 65,000 subscribed. Imagine public subscribed for 65,000 shares, but the company issued only 50,000 shares. All right. Assume. Okay, I think I'll just write it neater on side. One more time. Assume company issued 50,000 shares, but public subscribed for 65,000 shares. Now, can the company give with 65? No, never. They can give only 50,000. So how are they going to deal with this? Assume. So I'm going to explain the option 2 here to you all. So take the 65,000. They plan to reject 5,000 shares outright. So reject and then refund. So 5 gone, remaining 60. And out of 60, they plan to give 10,000 shares to first 10,000 applicants. So whoever asks for 10,000, they plan to give 10,000 to them. Okay, whoever have submitted application first, for the first 10,000, they plan to give 10,000 to them. So 10,000, 10,000. So out of 60, 10,000 is given. Balance is 50,000. Right? So remember, the company issued only 50,000 shares and they've already given 10. Now they can give only 40 out of this 50. They can give only 40 out of this 50. So for 50,000 shares subscribed, the company will give only 40,000. So that means for every 5 shares asked, 4 shares will be given. So this is pro rata, whereas this is full. They give it to all the applicants who ever asked for the first one. And then this is outright rejection. So they can deal like this for case 2. Now case 3. Case 3 is reject some application and full allotment to the remaining. Going with the previous example, 50,000 issued, 65,000 subscribed. So 65,000 they reject outright 15,000. So they reject 15,000. So that means they reject and refund the application money for 15,000 shares. For remaining 50, they give 50. Okay, there is no pro rata here. So this is option 3. So these are the different options that a company is open to when it is oversubscribed. Right? Now we are getting into accounting of shares. We saw what happens what are the process of issue of shares, what are the options when they are undersubscribed, oversubscribed and fully subscribed. Now we are getting into the accounting area of this. This is what we learn in detail, right? The other things you also learn in business studies. So you will understand what a company is, what are the types of companies, public limited, private company, public company, a company with limited liabilities, the different types of shares, all these things you also learn in business studies. So right now I'm going to getting into the accounting area of shares. A company may issue shares either for cash or for consideration other than cash. So what are the cases where the company will go towards the issue of shares? When the company need additional cash, which means capital for expanding their business. So company may issue shares for cash. 2, when they buy someone's business, when they buy some other business, or when they buy some fixed asset, in return of buying the asset, they may not give cash, but they will give shares. So this is called company issuing shares as a consideration for any asset purchase or for any business purchase. Company may issue shares for cash. Company may issue shares for consideration other than cash. Now let's get into the cash part. Under cash, there are two types: lump sum issue and installment. So under lump, the face value will be collected, or the issue price will be collected in one installment. Under installment method, the issue price is collected in different installments. Say assume the company issues 50,000 shares of 10 rupees each to the general public. Public subscribe for all 50,000 shares. Alright, and they collect this 10 rupees in just one installment. So right in the issue process itself, they collect the 10 rupees. So this is called lump. But when they split this 10 rupees as 5 rupee for application, 2 rupee for allotment, and 3 rupees for first call. So there is 3 installments to collect 10 rupees. This is called issue at installment. Issue of shares for cash under that installment. Now let me explain you the journal entries that we're going to learn here. Under lump issue, under lump sum, the journal entry we pass is bank account data to share application / allotment account, being application money received. So this is a receipt of application entry. This is receipt entry. Then they do the transfer entry. Application allotment money is transferred to share capital account. So share application / allotment account data to share capital account. This one is called as the transfer entry, where we transfer the application allotment money to share capital account. So I'm going to give you an example to understand this concept better. Let's assume A Limited issued 20,000 shares of rupees 10 each the issue was fully subscribed. The issue was fully subscribed by the public. So they issued 20,000 shares of 10 rupees each. So receipt entry will be number of shares. Sorry, that's 20,000 into 10 rupees. So debit 2 lakh. Bank is debited by 2 lakh. Share application allotment account is credited by 2 lakh. Then the credit of 2 lakh on share application allotment is transferred to share capital account. So this is the journal entry when it comes to lump sum. Alright. Now when it comes to installment. When it comes to installment, the same question. A Limited issued 20,000 shares of rupees 10 each as rupees 4 on application rupees 4 on allotment and rupees 2 on call. The issue was fully subscribed. The issue is fully subscribed. Alright, now there are 3 installments here. Application is one stage, allotment is another stage, call is the third stage. So there is 3 installments. So let us see the journal entry at the stage of application. So application stage. Under application stage, just imagine what I told you a little before. Interested applicants, those who are interested to invest in the company shares, will reach to the bank, will go to the bank, collect the applications, collect the prospectus and application, and then they fill the application form, give it to the bank, and along with the application form, they give the application money also. So indirectly, an individual will contribute towards the share capital of the company without even becoming a shareholder. A very important point to note. An individual will become the shareholder of a company indirectly, contributes towards the share capital without becoming a shareholder, right? Because he submits application form along with the application money. Application money is part of the share value. So the first entry is the receipt entry here. Receipt entry, which is bank account data to share application account. And it's the number of shares is 20,000, 4 rupee application. So 80,000 debited in bank, 80,000 credited in share application. Hope you understood why we are debiting bank. Bank is an asset, and asset increases when applicants pay application money. They pay application money into the bank account of the company. So therefore, obviously the bank increase. So bank is debited, share application is credited. Then application money is transferred to share capital account. So next one is a transfer entry, which is share application account data, share application account data to share capital account. Why is share capital credited? Because capital have a credit balance, and when it increase we have to credit it, isn't it? So 80,000. So application stage entries are over. So an application receipt comes and then transfer. Now let's move to the next stage, which is allotment stage. Naturally, there will be some time gap between these installment. It will not be one followed by the other. There will be some time gap between this. Okay. So when we step into the allotment stage, the shares, those who have applied for shares would have either become a shareholders by now, or their applications would have been rejected. Something would have happened. So at allotment stage, they are the shareholders now. Now under allotment stage, the company will first pass the due entry. Due entry. Here it's receipt entry, transfer entry, and here it's first due entry. So what is due entry? Due entry is share allotment account data to share capital account. So we are saying that this much money we have to receive under the allotment stage. So shares, I'm going with my example, 20,000 share, and if you remember, 4 rupee was the allotment rupees. So it's 40,000. I mean, for 20,000 into 4, 80,000. Next one is transfer entry. Due entry, I'm sorry. Next one is a receipt entry. After due entry, it's receipt entry. Receipt entry, bank account debtor to share allotment account. Being allotment money received. So, assuming that there is no default made by any shareholders, so we assume that everything is received. So, with this, allotment stage is over. The third installment is call stage, isn't it? Call stage. So, under call, the first entry is due entry. The first entry is due entry. What is due entry? Share call. If it's given as first call in the question, write share first call account. If it is given share final call or any call, give that name accordingly. Here I'm just stating as share call. Share call account data to share capital account. Being call money due. That's why we call this entry as due entry. And it's 20,000 shares. And if you remember, I fixed 4 rupees for application, 4 rupees for allotment, and 2 rupees for calls. So into 2. So 40,000. Next one is a receipt entry. Receipt entry, which is bank account data to share call account. Bank account data to share call account. So that means 20,000 shares into 2 rupees, 40,000. So this way, 10 rupees is divided into many installments and we received money at different stages. So collectively what we received will be equal to 20,000 into 10. That means 2 lakh rupees. So if you add all the bank entry, you will find that totally we received 2 lakh rupees but under different installments. So this is issue of shares for cash under installment method. Hope you find this video useful. If you like my video, share it with your friends. Thank you.